Hey, Daddy Trump, you want to take us the fuck out of here? Come do this shit then. Look.
This part gets heavy fast because bankruptcy numbers are not culture war content. They are pain with paperwork. When companies fail, families feel it. Workers feel it. Neighborhoods feel it. And the manufacturing fantasy really needs to die because a lot of MAGA guys talk like factories can just teleport it back if you yell patriotic stuff hard enough. That is not how any of this works. If the cost of materials jumps, if planning gets chaotic, if businesses can't predict what's next, they freeze. Money hates chaos, even when chaos is wrapped in slogans. And when people start surrendering pets because they can't afford basic care, that tells you the pressure has moved past inconvenience and into emotional damage. That's what bad economic policy does. It doesn't just hurt numbers, it humiliates people. So yeah, stop staring at speeches and start looking at stress. That's where the truth lives.
Look at your house, look at your streets. Come get it.
Hey fam, you know how to make one of them stupid ass Trumpers shut the fuck up. Yeah, motherfucker, shut your ass up. Show their ass a Fox News post. These are their own fucking people. Nigga, the shit I'm about to show y'all, motherfucker, nigga, this is their own.
What he's describing is pride-fighting reality. These MAGA guys will complain in private, then get around their boys and suddenly act like everything is still part of the master plan. That's not conviction, that's fear of looking stupid. And honestly, that's how a lot of bad movements survive, not through strength, through ego preservation. Nobody wants to admit he got sold a fantasy by people who knew exactly how to trigger him. If you want to cut through that, don't argue with him emotionally. Ask him what specifically improved in his life. Bills, savings, job security, healthcare, anything. Make him leave the team jersey talk and enter the real world. That's usually where the whole performance falls apart.
People, them rednecks in those rural areas that's tired of suffering, tired of paying for those fucking gas prices. Cause you know them motherfuckers in rural areas, them motherfuckers got to drive goddamn an hour, nigga, each way and shit. So yeah, this is they people on the Fox News post. Check this shit out, my nigga. This y'all people, dog. Like, what, nigga?
Average price of gas is now above $4 in every single state. And just 5 months ahead of the midterms, new Fox polling shows 58% of respondents say the cost of living is their top economic worry. That's up 8 points from February. And 71% disapprove of the president's performance on the economy.
That's the real problem right there. People can dress it up however they want. But when daily life gets more expensive, the spin starts dying. A lot of MAGA guys confuse loud confidence with actual competence. They'll blame everybody on earth before admitting the promises are not matching the bill at the checkout line. And once gas, food, and rent all start pressing people at the same time, that tough guy online act looks real flimsy. Best thing anybody can do is stop listening to slogans and start tracking outcomes. Your wallet is a better fact checker than any fan page.
You know what? Like, you know what's so crazy? Watch this house nigga, fam. Watch this house nigga. Watch this house nigga coming. I can't stand this nigga.
Thank God President Trump fights every single day for the American people. Let's join his fight by winning.
And he's going to be out on the campaign trail, Senator Scott. It's obvious. He certainly can send out the Truth Social post. He certainly can speak under wing of Air Force One on his way to the U.S. Coast Guard commencement today and give a great ad against Talladega in Texas. But he's going to be there. He's going to show up, put up, stand up, and power up these races.
That nigga toe tap dance with the best darn bit. Look, that nigga toe tap dance. Ooh, them rich crackers get in the room. That nigga, look, that motherfucker, look. Some of them rich crackers come in the room. That motherfucker goddamn Brian Thomas. That motherfucker tap dance. That motherfucker so cold, nigga. Fuck y'all talking about, nigga. Shit, nobody know behind bit. We global. Goddamn, nigga. This country finna go to hell, bitch. Goddamn, now look, this nigga second on the Fox News poll. This country going to hell, dog. Yeah, man, I fuck with y'all, nigga.
Dear readers, I feel like Mrs. Whistledown when I go to read all the screenshots I get about what MAGA is saying about Trump and how pissed they are. So you guys asked me emphatically to keep doing these posts where I read all of them. What I'm going to try and do is read a day's worth at a time. I spend several hours going through this where I get, you know, where they're saying a few sentences at least, because there's a lot of like, hell yeah, yes, agreed, 100%. But I'm not going to read all those. So I have to scroll through this and it takes a long time. And I think I get brain damage when I'm in there because so many of the comments are so freaking cringe. You know, because there are some that are completely still in the cult and 100% believe everything he's saying. And they're just fighting about it. They're like, you're being duped. They're trying to convince them, but they're still America first, right? They want Marjorie Taylor Greene or Thomas Massie or Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens. This is the group that's really fighting with them. And, you know, I was talking yesterday about that poll that says 87% of Republicans approve of Trump. And what I was saying about that is they have a very high floor. So you're never going to see really low ones because they're in a cult. So they're always going to say yes, even if they're not happy with them, because to them, that's against what Kamala or Biden would have been. That doesn't mean that they're going to vote for him. That doesn't mean that they don't talk shit to their friends and family about him. It's just when a stranger calls and says, how do you think? They'll give a thumbs up. It's just an automatic reaction. They feel disloyal if they don't. It wouldn't even matter who it is. Whoever the Republican leader is, they're going to say that. But what I notice is I will see in comments where people are just ripping Trump apart. But if I go to their pages, like on TikTok, all they do is blast Democrats. So it's like if they can anonymously go in and say shit about Trump, they will. But publicly, they're going to still keep attacking Trump and say, or attacking Democrats or saying, well, it's better than Kamala. But a lot of these people are not going to vote. Some saying they're going to vote Democrat just to spite him and to get him out because they're afraid of the damage that he's doing and they feel betrayed, they feel wounded. So even when you see that 87%, understand that is from a cult perspective and in like a comparison, like, well, I have to vote thumbs up because it's better than the left. However, that still doesn't mean they're going to vote for him. It still doesn't mean they're not pissed. It's just how cults react to when outside people ask questions about their leader or their party. Okay, so I don't know how many of these I read today, but it's about 16 minutes worth. So you're going to have to go over to YouTube to see that. It's at Cult College, and that's where I'll be posting these kind of videos. And I actually prefer you follow me over there because creators do not get paid on here. And we spend hours and hours every day doing what we do. And TikTok is just simply choosing not to pay us anymore. It's pennies on the dollar, and YouTube actually gives us something. So that would really help the creators that you really like on here, especially your political content creators. Go watch them on YouTube. That would make a huge difference for us.
Small side note, but it matters. People want nonstop political breakdowns, receipts, clips, context, all of it. Then act weird when creators say, hey, this takes hours. Meanwhile, some MAGA girl can mumble into a truck camera for 40 seconds and call herself a truth teller. That whole ecosystem survives on low effort certainty. So when criticism starts showing up from inside their own spaces, that hits different. That means the cheerleaders are hearing boos from the home section. And once that starts, it usually spreads faster than people think.
MAGA are not happy. I was just reading an interesting article on theguardian.com where they say, Trump faces backlash of MAGA faithful over plan to accept plane gift from Qatar. They're basically saying that some of his most devoted supporters, MAGA supporters, are speaking out against Trump accepting the $400 million luxury jet from that's going to be the new Air Force One. A bunch of MAGA superstars are saying things like, this is not draining the swamp. Ben Shapiro, the prominent right-wing commentator, led the charge on his daily podcast, saying President Trump promised to drain the swamp. This is not, in fact, draining the swamp, he said. And are you ready for this one? Lara Loomer, right, the far-right MAGA activist, she warned that the proposed gift would put such a stain on the administration. She even said, I love Trump, I'd even take a bullet for him. But I have to call a spade a spade. We cannot accept a $400 million gift from jihadists in suits. Ouch! So there you go. His numbers are way down anyway. Everybody is just not happy with this guy. And now MAGA is turning on Trump. We told you so.
Here's news. July of 2025 has seen the highest number of corporate bankruptcies since the COVID pandemic. Let that sink in. Trump has proven that he's worse for the economy than a once-in-a-century global pandemic. Yeah, and remember all that manufacturing is going to be moving back to America garbage that he fed his cult? Not a single company, zero, none, have moved back to the United States. And why is that? Because Trump's idiotic tariffs have sent the price of raw materials through the roof, So companies can't even move back to the United States even if they wanted to. And if you need any more proof that our economy is crumbling under Trump, look at the animal shelters. Pet surrenders at shelters is skyrocketing because families can't even afford to feed and care for their animals anymore. Families are being forced to give up their pets. That's how bad it's gotten. This isn't America first. This is America burned to the ground while he feeds his ego and lines his pockets. He's tanking the economy, destroying small businesses, ripping families apart, and killing American jobs while his followers clap like trained seals. Trump isn't saving America. He's suffocating it.
Why do you support Donald Trump?
Because I think that he enacts good policies that support Americans.
Which policies do you like of his?
I like that he's anti-trans. I don't agree with the trans agenda or the trans movement. I also like his economic policies, broadly speaking, tax cutting, all the general Republican policies.
Okay, for sure. So do you agree with increasing taxes by imposing tariffs?
That one I couldn't tell you, honestly. I'm not versed well enough on that.
Should we hold him accountable for his 34 felonies?
Oh, totally. Oh, totally.
But the only reason why there wasn't any accountability for his 34 felonies, the reason why he was let off the hook, is because you made him president.
Oh, you mean you're talking about Trump?
Here's the pattern. Ask for details, and the whole thing instantly turns into vibes, identity, and panic. He says he likes the policies broadly. That's code for, I like the brand, but skip the homework. A lot of MAGA guys are not following economics. They're following permission structures. They want someone to validate who to mock, who to fear, who to blame. That's why they can speak with total certainty on social issues, then go blank the second money policy comes up. And that matters, because if you don't understand tariffs, taxes, labor costs, or trade, then you don't get to cosplay as the economy guy. Practical move next time somebody says they support all this. Ask for 3 exact policies and 1 downside they accept. If they can't name either, you're not hearing principle, you're hearing attachment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all a bunch of bullcrap. He didn't do anything.
Do you think Trump's a patriot?
I do believe he's a patriot. That's why a lot of people don't like him, those who don't really like to, we have a big, coming from South Africa, I know what a communist takeover looks like. And so it's very obvious that they've been trying to take over the country. People were sold out to China and to other countries to try and get them to come in and really come and destroy this country. And so I think it's just people that say, hey, we want our Christian Judeo values here, and we're going to stand up and we're going to keep fighting for those.
Never surrender. That's what Trump is saying he's not going to do. I mean, he's been indicted for crimes that he didn't commit.
I have to point out, he did surrender technically at the Fulton County Jail, right?
He did abide by the law, as required by the law, yeah. I think he's setting a good example for our country by doing that.
Don't fucking move. Today's edition of Fucking Around and Finding Out, a lot of people have discovered that Trump phone was a fucking scam, but that's not what I want to talk about. Like I said, don't fucking move. Those that want to be educated will actually educate themselves and see the facts for what they are, not what other people want them to see those facts for. Try to twist and bend them. So if I hear a motherfucker say that, oh, the Democrats started the 3K again, you're just showing the world exactly how big of a fucking idiot you are. You have elected officials, Republicans in the deep South, literally begging for the Supreme Court to overrule the 14th Amendment. Currently, right now, the Democratic Party is experiencing what we call a party switch, another one. In time, the progressives will win this party. They will take it over. So when you see moderate hosts from like CNN saying, well, is it a good idea to put that messaging out there to tax the rich for the Democrats? You're goddamn fucking right. It's a good idea. Which is why I haven't been so excited to cast my vote in many fucking years as I am to cast my vote for Abdul El-Sayed. Tax the rich. Fuck Israel. Stop sending our money to Israel, who has free healthcare, by the way. Free Palestine, Black Lives Matter, and a world without borders. Fuck you if you don't like it.
I hear so many people talk about how Trump supporters will never be dissuaded from worshipping him, but polling is beginning to suggest otherwise. Not only is Trump's presidential approval rating at 36% right now, which is an all-time low for his second term.
Polls matter less to me than what creates them, and what creates them is friction in real life. People can overlook scandals, clips, bad tweets, all that. But cost of living is different, because you meet it in silence. At the grocery store, at the gas station, late at night doing math in your head. That kind of pressure strips away performance. A lot of MAGA guys built their whole image around being providers, protectors, common sense men. So when the situation gets harder under the people they defended, it creates a deep identity conflict. Now they're not just wrong politically, they feel exposed, personally. That's why some get louder, not because they're winning, because they're cornered. And the lesson for anybody watching is simple. When someone is trapped between facts and ego, don't chase the ego. Stay with the facts. Reality has more stamina than pride.
And is the lowest that Joe Biden's 4-year term ever got. He's done that in 1 year. But also a good number of his own supporters are saying that cost of living under Trump is the worst that they can ever remember it being, along with half of Harris voters. Pay attention to that number there, because that is a shocking number. I know Trump wants to squash the conversation about affordability in the United States, but it is the one issue that you cannot get away from. Ever me and my fellow Brits might think of Keir Starmer, it is undeniable that Rishi Sunak's downfall came from a cost of living crisis that was ongoing throughout the final few years of Tory reign in the UK. Now we are starting to see a similar trend with Trump. Affordability and cost of living is such a significant issue because you can't propaganda it away. Not really. Not when people are experiencing it every single day when they go out to buy anything and they remember it being cheaper and it's now more expensive. It's an issue that is constantly staying with people. And that is massively reflected in the fact that even Trump voters, a good number of Trump voters, not a small minority of Trump voters who supposedly worship Trump and swallow everything that he says, are just as upset about cost of living problems as Democrats are. It's not looking good for a president who isn't willing to do anything meaningful about affordability. Add to it the fact that Trump is unwilling or unable to produce any meaningful jobs data on the US in recent months. He's just straight up not doing it. You'll find that that cult doesn't hold itself together as well as it used to. It's what I told you before. MAGA quitting is a quiet quitting. It is a silent retreat from their loyalty to Trump. They're all too embarrassed to admit that they fell for his grift, but they absolutely see that they have been conned, even if they're not saying so. Now it's not just anecdotal evidence that I'm getting from my followers every single day. Now it's mainstream polling reflecting that. Follow for more.
So let me get this straight. Most Americans think the country's on the wrong track, and they're blaming Trump for inflation? That's not logic. That's conditioning. Prices started climbing years before Trump came back, but somehow people still think he broke the economy overnight. The same media that ignored record spending under Biden suddenly discovered price tags again the second Trump took office. According to ABC and the Washington Post, 60% blame him for inflation.
Now we get the classic escape hatch. When outcomes look bad, blame the coverage. MAGA guys love this move because it lets them avoid the harder question. What is actually getting better? Media bias can be real, sure, but it cannot explain away your rising bills. Your rent is not left-wing. Your grocery cart is not part of a conspiracy. This is what happens when people build their worldview around defense instead of evaluation. Everything becomes fake except the thing they're emotionally invested in. That's not analysis. That's self-protection. The fix is easy. Ask one grounded question. What measurable thing improved for regular people? If the answer is a rant about headlines, you already know they've got nothing solid.
And half say the economy's worse. Now, Ground News checked that coverage. Nearly 60% of the outlets running that headline, they lean left. So it's not a poll, it's a press release. When Trump left in 2021, inflation was under 2%, and it spiked after years of printing money and calling it relief. Those habits, they don't vanish, they just got renamed. Blame's the easiest trick in politics. As long as we're fighting over who caused it, nobody asks who profits from it. Big government loves inflation. It punishes savings, rewards debt, and keeps regular folks just grinding to stay even. So let's be honest. If the system can make you believe that the man cleaning up the mess is the one who made it, that's not public opinion. That's programming. So what do you think? Prices or propaganda? Follow me for more straight dad talk.
They're starting to think the Democrats might be the better option on the economy. 52% say they prefer Democrats compared to 48% who say they like the Republicans.
You heard that? You are short-sighted. You don't like what Trump's doing on the economy? You are anti-America. I love how these Republicans act so bewildered about why they're losing so much support. So, Megan, let's think about this for a second. Why could the Republican Party be losing support on the economy? Could it be that you raised our prices with these tariffs that everybody said was a stupid idea? All the economists on earth said that it was dumb. Could it be that you plunged us into a war that raised our gas prices and everything else after that? Inflation's going up left and right. Could it be that you guys got rid of ACA subsidies, which led to healthcare premiums going up by 26%? Could it be that you got rid of clean energy? You had no reason why, but you did, and now energy bills are up 13%. Could it be that your stupidity as a party has raised our prices across the board. And maybe, just maybe, people think that they don't want to deal with that. You and Trump and Elon and all these folks promised that you were going to lower their prices on day one. That never happened. Instead of doing anything to invest in America, like making healthcare.
That's the scam in plain English. Promise fast relief, deliver more pressure, then hope people stay distracted. What gets me is how often MAGA guys treat broken promises like minor communication errors. No, if you sold people on lower prices and life got harder, that is not a messaging issue. That is failure. And when the answer is always tax cuts at the top, while regular families keep absorbing the hit, you can stop pretending this is some populist movement. A real working class agenda makes life cheaper, safer, and more stable. It does not ask struggling people to be patient while wealthy people get another reward package. That's the test people need to remember. Who gets helped first? Who gets protected first? Who gets sacrificed first? Answer that honestly, and the whole game becomes obvious.
Affordable, or in my belief, guaranteed, like universal health care or child care or any of those things. You just went and spent $3.4 trillion to go give new tax cuts to the richest people on earth. Maybe when you focus on giving rich people more and blowing up people instead of the pocketbooks of Americans, people realize that you don't need to be in office. Such a wild concept.